Hi there, welcome to Political Empire. This is Jeff Horseman with the Press Enterprise and PE.com, and today's show is going to cover announcements by a couple candidates for regional offices here in Riverside County. And speaking of Riverside County, they had an interesting situation with a former employee who is working for the county again, basically found a new job, but not after getting six figures in a leave cash out. So we'll talk about that. First, two challengers have emerged to take on local incumbents in the 2014 election. Democrat Boyd Roberts of French Valley recently announced his plan to run for the 42nd Congressional District seat held by Republican Ken Calvert of Corona. And Riverside County Sheriff's Lieutenant Chad Bianco is running to unseat his boss, Sheriff Stan Sniff. Now, the primary for both races is going to be June 2014, so that's a lot of campaigning between now and then. So now we're going to move on to the former chief of staff to former Riverside County Supervisor Bob Buster, who found another job in county government after his boss lost the election last November. But before starting his new duties, Dave Stahovich cashed out his lead to the tune of about $200,000. Now, columnist Dan Bernstein is here. He broke that, and he can talk about the cash out. And so, Dan, why was Dave Stahovich able to do this?
Well, Jeff, it's has to do with regulations and rules that the county has, HR rules. It should point out right from the top that the county says he did nothing wrong. He just took advantage or played the rules very well, is how one person put it. Basically, Stahovich has been with Bob Buster for maybe 20 years, with the county for 20 years. And for about 11 of those years, 1995 to 2006, he was a legislative assistant. He went out as chief of staff, but evidently in that legislative assistant title, there was no cap on the amount of leave that he could accumulate. And that seems to have pushed his balloon way up by the time he left. Now, when he left that office, he was making $60 an hour. It's not unusual for someone who works for a supervisor to get another job in the county. That happens. But Stahovich, the rumors are, he wouldn't talk about it, the rumors are that he was having a little tough time finding a job. And when he finally got one, it was for $40 an hour. So he had a choice. And what would you do? You have 3,440 hours of leave accumulated. You could cash it out at the $60 rate, or you can roll over and have it worth $40 per hour. So he decided to do that. He cashed out at the higher rate, which, as you said, is around $201,000. And then he at that time quit the county. Then he went to work for the county at another job in the transportation agency. So how he did it, he was able to evidently, legally accumulate all this leave and then split.
Right. Now, Riverside County has about 18,000 employees and a number of, kind of executive management, many of whom make six-figure salaries. What do you think the likelihood is of something like this happening again?
I don't think it's that likely. It's really more of who has these particular kind of jobs where these rules apply. Are there any more, I think the question, put it another way, are there any more little time bombs like this that could go off? Say when a supervisor who's currently in office and has had a long-time employee leaves office. We've got some pretty experienced supervisors these days. Marion Ashley, Tavaloni, Benoit, and Stone. They've been there a long time. They've got big staffs or staffs who have been with them a long time. So the question is this legislative assistant title a wild card, or is there any other wild card out there that would push their hours up? And also, as Stahovich pointed out, what was unprecedented in his view in terms of a supervisor employee getting a job in the county somewhere else is that he took a big pay cut. Now, suppose someone else maybe isn't as high as he was making, $60 an hour, but has kind of a lateral transfer, then maybe this wouldn't matter until sometime down the road. Mm-hmm. But I think the question is the accumulation of this time. How do they do it? Is there something that needs to be fixed? If that legislative assistant cap is unlimited, if there is no cap, then yeah, maybe they ought to be looking at that. I think that Jeff Green, an aide to the person who succeeded Buster, Kevin Jeffries, said they might take a look at that.
All right. Well, it's a situation that certainly bears watching, and thanks for talking about it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for watching Political Empire. Be sure to check PE.com for everything going on politically and otherwise in inland Southern California. I'm Jeff Horseman. Thanks for watching.